So let me ask you guys, where do you think you were when you started? This is the first week of November.
I was probably well, literally the first conversation Rich you and I had. I was driving back from Sacramento after a horrendous what just happened um uh, uh trial or court appearance, and I was definitely, in the sort of in the victim, in the hustle. I've got to do this now and do that because that was wrong. I mean, it was just really in the muck of it.
Where would you say?
Yeah, probably a 1.5 at that time. I was, pretty convinced I had been wronged. You know?
Where do you think you're hanging out? You were hanging out in general. That's when I caught you driving back right after a horrible, situation.
Yeah.
Where do you think you kind of hanging out?
Yeah, I think I was, yeah, in between a one and a two.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to I feel better when I take action. Like I'm not so I probably more often a two, but there was a lot of one in, if I'm being honest, a lot of one in the last several years, really multiple years. And I just now it just it's almost always a three if I slip into it. It's easy to uh, I'm more aware of it and just get out of it. You know, um, Not always great, not always as quickly as I want to, but I don't stay there.
Mm.
And life is so much more enjoyable.
Mm.
And things are happening so much, they're just appearing as they're needed, literally, um, without me kidding myself anything I did, the control, the hustle, the grind, that's what brought it to me. Um, I do think it's easy to try and connect dots that don't really exist. I worked really hard, and so I got that, promotion or something. I mean, I try and I've had a tendency of thinking it was because of my doing, and probably I was preventing things from coming to me more quickly because I was trying to control them versus just letting them play out. I mean, and certainly this divorce, it's gone on and on and on because I allowed it to go on and on and on. There could not have been a 5-year divorce if I had just said, what will be, will be. Tell me what papers to sign, right? I was very much a part of dragging out um, that, you know, the whole process.
So, Devin, so you just finished, and we're working on this master. You just finished phase one, if you will. Are you noticing that you're getting into level two or three naturally?
Yeah, I'd say floating at a three more often than not, which, it's a leaps and bounds of where I was when I first started. I was stuck in that hustle and grind and got to get to the next thing, got to do the next thing. What's next on the list? I got to do that, but I can't finish this if it was just a constant grind. Now it's just things they flow better. I don't have to put so much time, effort, energy, thought, stress into it. That's the biggest thing is the amount of stress that I carry around with me is I can't say it's none, but it's next to none compared to, where I was at before. I felt like I just wore that thing around like a trench coat, and a lead trench coat. It was just heavy and it sucked to walk around with every day. But seemed to have shed that thing and move in the direction of just things happen I effortlessly, more or less.
So, more from the hustle and grind, definitely hustle and grind, more to the ease and flow, as we call level
Yeah.
two to level three, level one and two, three. So, what was your life like before?
It felt hard. It felt difficult.
Yeah, yeah,
It felt like there was a lot of resistance.
yeah.
It was, damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Were you
So
losing
it just
sleep?
felt like, yeah. Oh yeah.
Losing sleep. Was it affecting your health, relationships, anything?
Um, Health, maybe, personal relationships for sure. Just how I treated other people. I mean, I wasn't, going around acting like an asshole to everybody, but,
Yeah.
I could have paid more attention to how I acted or spoke to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Things are just happening, or I'm accepting that things are happening the way that they should, and not trying to massage something in a certain direction or push something in another. I it's a control thing, and I feel like I'm not out of control, but I don't feel the need to obsessively try to control something. And if it doesn't go that way, I used to get pretty upset that something didn't go the way that I thought it through, when the thought wasn't real. That thought was something in my head that hadn't happened yet. But in reality, if it didn't happen that way, I'd get super pissed about it or beat myself up over it. So now, knowing to not go down that rabbit hole, it allows me to just go through the day and let things be as they are and not stress over them.
It's a big shift.
Yeah, for sure.
What shifted for you during or after this experience? During or after? What shifted that was kind of surprising for you?
The big thing was the sleep. I'm able to fall asleep easy. I can wake up better. I'm getting up at 5:30 every day, with or without an alarm, and just there's no doom and gloom to, like dread doing the day. So I'm able to get up, go to the gym, do all the things I need to do, and it's more productive with, I can't say trying less, but it kind of is not trying as hard.
Yeah.
Because the more that you try, the more you think about it, the more it's stressing yourself out, and the more you don't want to do it. So if you just kind of
Like,
like to do it, or I don't know, it's
yeah.
really weird.
Hard to explain almost, right?
Yeah.
The paradox you weren't on the call, but we talked about this paradox between doing less and accomplishing more.
Mm-hmm.
Or just really what you're doing is being more, because this whole thing is about being more, becoming more you. That's why I say, it's great for a 2 or 3 month thing, but becoming you is an ongoing life thing, becoming more of you, right? That's the whole goal. That's why the external things happen, because the internal is shifting, right? What results did you say externally or internally?
I mean, the biggest one is just feeling better, because you have to deal with yourself every single day, right? So if you feel like crap throughout the day, it doesn't really motivate you to want to do much. So I'd say just being able to feel better is motivation in itself to just naturally accomplish more or do something without any pushback or resentment of needing to do something.
And why? Yeah, who would you recommend this to?
I don't think there's anybody who wouldn't benefit from doing this for 60 days, 2 months, or whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah. How in general your relationships now compared to before in general?
Good. They're a big thing was not being able to communicate something that had, let's say, something kind of stressful had happened at work or outside of work or whatever it was. I would kind of carry that into the relationship or setting of being with my person, and that would kind of emanate off of me, which would make things a little bit harder for, kind of make them want to walk on eggshells, tiptoe. Not that I'm acting any type of way, but I just wasn't feeling good, so I couldn't let go of whatever was affecting me that day. But now I just don't let things affect me for a period of time. I might feel it, I might go through it, it'll happen no matter what, but I'm just able to realize and remember, I don't know, remember, whatever it
Yeah.
is, let the thing go, drop it. It's just a thought that's creating this feeling to make me feel like shit. And then I feel a certain type of way, and I carry that through the day. And it's almost like you get addicted to it if you're in it. So being able to let that kind of stuff go has really, really, really helped with communicating to the other person too. Because now I'm able to talk about it. Hey, this, whatever happened this day, and this is, I felt this type of way. And then we can talk about the thing. Maybe she has some insight on what I could have done or could do or how to handle it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just kind of makes an easier communication situation.
So would you say relationships have shifted?
Totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Now, would you say someone needs to go for the full 2 weeks, 2 months, 8 sessions, or could you do this? Could they do this in a week, or could they do this in an intense weekend too?
Yeah. But
Great.
for me personally, I would have been, let's say it was just one day. I think I would have benefited from it,
Yeah.
but the repetition of it helps me personally. I'm sure other people too. I don't know how other people's brains work, but I needed that repetition to remind me constantly. This is what we do. This is what we're doing. This is how you do it. This is what we're doing. This is how you do it. This is what we're doing. So I needed that constant reminder, and then it kind of clicked, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I do, and this is how I handle the situation now. I don't go back on that other direction. Most everybody should go as long as your program is. If it's a month or 2 months, longer is better.
More continuity, more embodiment, more practice, more getting into your making it a second nature, like you said. Almost.
Yeah, but and the other, every week you talk about something different and you touch on a different subject. Every week is not the same.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was the same thing over and over and over, it might become a feeling of, maybe too repetitive, but you keep the interest of always talking about something different every week.
Mm. That's good feedback. Yeah, I do. I try to do that. Yeah. But also the core is the same. So we're not going on
Yeah.
8 subjects. We're doing 8 weeks, 8 subjects, 8 points over the same thing. Levels in getting rid of the internal to shifting who you are. Because, do you feel like you shifted fundamentally who you be, where you come from?
For sure.
Like your identity, use the word identity, right? Who you be, the I. More like the levels we talk about, level 1, level 2. Would you say you're like level 3 more? You're more resonating 2 or 3? More like 3 or 4?
3.
And then you're
before
able to
it was probably I was a low 2 before. If there was a 2.1, 2, 3, 4, 10, whatever, I was definitely on the lower spectrum of the 2. Now I would say I'm mid-high 3s most of the day.
And do you feel like your future is completely different or the same, or it'll be completely different, better?
Yeah, I think it's different. I think it's definitely different.
Your future. Do you feel more hope for your future and all that?
For sure.
Cool.